Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to The Young Man with Rings, where we share the journey of a man in simple stories. My name is Rins. Welcome to The Young Man. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you know how we do this. It's every week, every Friday. We get amazing, fantastic guests to just come share their stories, the highs and the lows. All right. Today we have a very special person, and then this person is very dear to me. His name is Betel Uzoma Njoko, an actor, comedian, director, content executive, radio personality with Lagos Talk 91.3 FM, a second class upper graduate of theater and performing art from University of Jos. Sorry. Bethel Uzoma Njoko is a total thespian and entertainment practitioner of excellence. He's been through dimensions in his practice from Ghana, Cameroon, London, America, Scotland, France, Switzerland. He's the first Nigerian to go on stage at the Montreux Comedy Festival in 2011. He's also the first Nigerian comedian to do 5 city tour in the UK in 2018. Bethel Uzoma Njoko has worked as master of ceremony for lots of corporate brands and organizations. He is a multi-award winning. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Chief Donatus Mbane for Kajiako. The title is Nwata Kwachaka Rieri Kwachaka Rieri again
Just
one
don't cut your tongue though.
of Njikoka. He said he's a former government convert to Bangladesh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know him. His name is Senator of Flatmeat. Welcome, 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 sir. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, bro.
I am so amazed at your name. I know most people don't know who your real name is. Betel.
That's how the business is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so happy to have you on this episode because for me it's very special. Okay, let me guys, let me just tell you a little bit about a little thing I know about Senator. Right, Senator was on his tour last 2 years, if I'm right. I just came into
Yeah.
I came into England, so I've been following him, messaged him on Instagram, asked him for mentorship. I mean, he's very large-hearted. It was like, oh, that's not a problem. That he's even coming to the UK. So, I mean, we got talking. He came to the UK. He thought London, thought couple of other places. His last point of call was Manchester. So I said I would be in Manchester. So I came with my wife. If you see the reception Senator gave us, he left all the things that he was doing. Was like, oh, you came all the way from Preston to see me perform? I said, yeah. As a matter of fact, we didn't even see him perform. But he just stopped what he was doing to just say, you know what, these guys came all the way to see me. I don't know them. As a matter of fact, who are you guys? I just introduced myself. Oh, this is my wife. She's pregnant. I say, oh, your wife is pregnant. Ah, you can, wow, I am coming to your house tomorrow. Wow, I thought it's just one of those, entertainment talk. You meet people that just tell you they're coming to your house. Guess what? The next day, Senator came to my house and we had fun, talked, shared a lot of things. He taught me a lot of things. This is the man that we are gonna drill his mind today. All right. Um Senator, I'm so happy to have you.
I didn't
Okay.
know that you just wanted to set me up instead of to do an interview.
It's very difficult to have you. I mean, it's very the other time you were in Jos, and it's making sense reading your profile. Also understanding that you finished University of Jos, and and I remember that weekend we spoke, and you were telling me how amazing it was, hanging out, the Chocolate City Boys, likes of Mi, Jesse Jacks, Ice Prince, and and the likes. All right, enough of this. So, Senator, why comedy?
Oh well, I don't even have an answer to that because I think I think it's innate. It's always been part of me. So
Mm.
um, I actually do not have an answer to that. By that I mean it wasn't like I said to myself, oh, okay, this is when it will be comedy or
Yeah.
not. I've always
Mm-hmm.
been that artistic, child growing up. In fact, then something used to happen in my house when I was a kid. My
Mm-hmm.
parents would always remind me. My late mom would always remind me, as I was growing up.
Yeah.
I used to be very good in mimicking visitors who come to visit my parents.
Mm.
Oftentimes, when my parents were not around,
Yeah.
maybe they had gone to work or something, and one of the visitors comes to visit. If we forget the person's name, trust me, I'm going to mimic the person until my parents get to know who it was I visited. So some of those things, I guess, were flashes of what you
Mm.
know we have today. I mean, like, so I think I've been that child who passed through the corridors of artistry,
Mm-hmm.
by birth. So I wouldn't say this was when I thought of doing art.
Comedy.
Yeah, yeah, right. I mean, right from that's why I went to study theater arts. Right from school, then my dad would say, "What are you going to study?" And I'm like, "Theater arts." And he goes like, "Okay, so when will you now study a professional course?" I said, "This
Yeah.
one is a professional course." He never believed.
It's
He never believed
professional
that.
enough.
Yeah, I never believed until maybe the money started coming and the fame started coming.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for me, it's innate. It's something that has been a part of me from birth.
So one of the interesting things, Senator, is the fact that a lot of people look up to you. I, for one, and
Yeah,
this episode for me is, I think, it's very, very, very personal because
yeah.
I've seen you. You are not the Senator I see on the TV. It's not. You're not. You're not Chief Donatus to me.
No, not at
You're
all, not at all, not at
you've
all.
passed that level, and a couple of things that you shared with me. So
Yeah.
the thing I want us to share today is growing in your craft. How difficult was it focusing on this comedy acting producing thing that at the time wasn't bringing a lot of money, and then you still have family to run?
Yeah, so first things first.
Mm,
There's no profession that doesn't have its own challenges.
yeah,
Everyone does. Um, but I always say to people that you must first and foremost understand where your passion lies.
yeah,
So it is only passion that can keep you going, even when the things are not rosy, even
mm,
when they're not going your way.
mm,
I think my passion was that fierce, and I stood still till this time.
mm,
A lot of people get to practice certain professions because they think people are making money off it,
mm,
or they admire what another person is doing.
yeah,
For me, um, art is a way of life.
mm,
For me, uh, comedy, laughter, is a way of life, and I decided to adapt that early enough,
mm,
and that's why when the roads were rough, it didn't really make a big deal for me. I mean, like, I just felt it was a phase I was going to pass through it.
yeah,
And that's what actually kept me. So, whatever trade you're doing, whatever business, whatever profession you're doing, you must check if that actually is your passion.
yeah,
If it's something that you were woken up by 1 a.m. and asked to do, it won't take you anything to do it. You'll be so impressed to do it. You'll be so eager to do it. That
yeah.
is what your main trade is. That is what your passion is. So
You're right.
what has actually kept me has always been this passion to communicate, this passion to make people happy, this
Mm,
passion to uh, create a trade out of this. And so far so good. We've been
y-
we've been driving through it.
yeah,
And I wouldn't say at this point that, oh, okay, it's still all rosy. I'm
yeah.
sure that if we start getting better participation from those who are supposed to support the trade, we'll feel
Mhm.
much better. But still, I must say we have passed that stage where we're trying to decide whether to do or not to do.
Mm. Talking about diversification, like you mentioned,
Mm,
how has it been for you, um, growing your capacity to deliver? So by that, I mean, when you came to the UK, you told
mm,
you write now. You You
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
create
right. I'm one of the writers of Flatmate, and I
flatmates.
write
So,
other sitcoms too.
so my point is, how did you grow yourself to that point? Because it wasn't like you started off writing; you were doing
No,
comedy
no,
first.
no,
How?
no, no. Funny enough,
Mm,
in the year 2005,
yeah.
I was the best graduate for playwriting.
Oh,
Mm,
wow,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I graduated as the best playwright for the
wow,
university. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 2004, 2005. During the convocation, that was the award I won.
wow.
So for me, storytelling,
Mm,
is a deep thing. So
mm-hmm.
I didn't start today. So on Flatmate, that possibly put out the name there on television and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I looked at how I could give some value to what I was doing on Flatmate. So I
Mm,
decided to be one of the writers too.
mm,
Although, thanks to Basketman, who happens to be my personal friend too, who, created that avenue for us to participate.
mm-hmm.
So I just didn't want to be an actor for actor's sake. Like I told you,
Yeah.
everything art is a way of life for me. So
Mm,
I wanted to create more value, and then that was what happened. And decided to also interpret my stories. And
mm-hmm.
I discovered that for my stories on Flatmates, people always look out for the episodes because they know that there's definitely going to be some
She
funny
plans so
twist,
much.
yeah, some funny twist in the storytelling
Mm,
and all that. So for me, I always say to those who are part of the arts or who love the arts
mm,
that you must create value beyond the regular. That's the
mm,
truth about it. Yeah, and that's why if you look at one arm, I'm a stand-up comedian.
mm,
If you look at another arm, I'm a storyteller, a writer.
mm,
If you look at another part, I'm also an actor. So you must create value the best you can from
mm.
that thing that is your passion, and that's why we walk along that thread.
Did you create the character Chief Donatus Mbane for Akajiako?
No, I did that with Basket. So he said,
Mm,
and I quote,
yeah.
"I need you to be that Igbo man
Mm-hmm.
that is prideful,
Mm-hmm.
not just prideful, but you always pride in things that people can't even see its value." So we started creating that. I
Yeah.
said, maybe you'll be coming from some country that is not even as
Have you
as
been to, have you been to Bangladesh?
never, 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 never.
Oh
So when he said
my
that,
god.
when he said that to me, I said, okay, so where will I be coming from? He said, just create one place. So I remember mentioning Taiwan and Bangladesh.
Yeah.
And I mentioned them because when I wear my singlet, I see Bangladesh. And my boxers, I see Bangladesh. So I looked at it as somewhere that you could make so much noise about, but its value is quite different. So I just mentioned Taiwan and Bangladesh, and then Basket picked Bangladesh to say like Bangladesh. So we started creating along that line. So you now said, okay, you also be giving proverbs that are not, and that's how the whole my people thing,
Yeah.
the whole my people, and the proverbs and all that. That was how it came up. And then subsequently,
Yeah.
I started putting other phrases like "Are you hearing me
I
now?"
hear it.
So yeah, so so collectively between I and Basket, we'll be able to feed that character to life, and that's who you see achieve Donatus.
There is this phrase that you added. This last, I think it was the last episode that was dropped. You
Yeah.
damn basket. So someone called you, you are shouting, and then basket asked, what did Kuku say?
Mm.
They're like,
And
aha.
I said equally here. Yeah, yeah,
Oh my god. Like let me tell you, right? I watch you a lot. I watch Flatmate a lot, but the character Chief Donatus has a lot of element in it you can exhaust, right?
yeah,
It's not the car is so concrete that you could say, oh, this is what Chief Donatus would do. He would say,
yeah,
he would
yeah.
say, are you hearing me now?
Mm,
He say it's the government convoy to bank.
mm,
He would say what, there are a lot of elements to
mm,
the the character, and that's one thing that is intriguing. So now, I just wanted to just let me ask you a little bit question regarding
Yeah,
creating. This is just for us in the creatives, right?
yeah,
Comedian
yeah,
creating a character that can stand the test of time.
yeah.
How do you go about that? You've done it.
Well,
So,
yeah. So the truth is, when you are a creative,
mm,
you must be able to listen to the pulse of your environment.
mm,
Very important.
mm,
You know, that is one major thing that can help you understand, what to feed off.
mm,
Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah.
Take, for instance, here in the UK.
Mm,
I'm sure that if I ask you to create something about the UK,
mm,
it'll be easy for you to do because
yeah.
you are there, so
Mm,
your experiences, will work
yeah.
better.
Mm,
But if you ask me to create something about the UK now, I'm
mm,
here in Nigeria.
yeah.
I cannot listen to the pulse of the UK at this time
Mm,
because I'm not a part of that environment.
true.
So, as a creative, in making an attempt
Mm,
to create a character, you
mm,
must listen to the pulse of the environment that you're in. And
mm,
that is what can determine how long or how durable, you know, a character can be,
mm,
or how round a character, there are round characters,
yeah.
or how round a character can be. So as a creative, you must be very, very, you
Mm,
must be very, very attentive to activities that take place in your environment.
mm,
Your power of observation must not be like the regular. That's
mm,
why sometimes when characters are created like this, people go like, "Are you kidding me? Who
mm,
even thinks this thing?" so, so for creatives, you must be able to understand the pulsating rhythm around the environment. You must know when the environment is breathing in a particular dimension.
yeah.
Take for instance, now we're all preparing to a new dispensation
Yeah.
in Nigeria.
Mm,
So if you are to do anything at this point in time, you must always take that into cognizance. I don't know
true.
if you understand what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Yes. Yes.
So that's it. So whatever happens in that environment, you must look
Mm,
out. Whatever is about to happen, you must look out. You
mm,
must also know where the strengths of a particular character is. And that's it.
mm,
That's it
mm,
about creating characters.
mm. Wow. So, how has it been for you? For flatmates has been around for like more than 5 years now. If I'm not,
Yeah, so this is our seventh year.
this is 7th year, and this is consistently creating and shooting almost every week for
Yeah, we
7 years.
just finished our workshop yesterday. Oh, no,
Mm.
yeah, yesterday.
Now, my question is, how has working for 7 years actively been for you in that environment, and also managing your schedule? Like you were in England for a time, for
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
you
for like a month.
for like a month. That was away from flatmates.
Yeah,
And a couple of times we'll talk. You tell me, "Oh, I'm in Ghana, or I'm in Lome, or I'm doing some project." How do
yeah,
you combine this busy schedule with shooting?
yeah.
Or
Okay, so I was brought in on flatmates during the second year, which is my sixth year now with them.
okay,
Yeah, so I was asked to come just play 2 episodes.
mm,
That has given birth to a full 6 years with them now.
yeah,
So the thing about the thing about the flatmate, I bring in a lot of value to it, and as
yeah,
such, like I told you,
mm-hmm.
I've tried. I've sure that what I do on flatmate, just the acting. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Acting, it goes into writing.
Mm-hmm.
So if, for instance, yeah, so if for instance,
Yeah, okay.
I'm actually in the I'm not even in the I came for an event,
Oh wow.
so mm, the thing about it is you try as much as possible to keep your values, or rather, I mean, like create your values, even leave set. So in terms of
Mm-hmm.
writing, uh, a particular process of dropping contents before I leave. So even if
Mm-hmm.
I'm not there, they can still have. You get what
Okay.
I'm saying? When I'm not around. And
Mm.
scheduling is another thing, because when I went into contract with them, I said to them outrightly that I can only sign this contract to do a permanent job with you guys if
Mm.
you guys will understand that the nature of my own job, I need to always move out.
Move
Do you
out. Yeah.
understand? So
Mm-hmm.
if I have other things, I have to go do them. I'm not
Mm.
just going to be an actor for flatmate. There are
Mm.
movies that I also act too.
Yeah. True. Mm.
I have other things to do. I have other stand-up shows to do and all that. So they must understand that. So
Mm.
I have that leverage. I have that, will I say, some level of ease, in terms of my work. So we've already.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always easy, because also you are also juggling family. So I just
Yeah.
left a script workshop yesterday, and then the next day I said to my family, I have to be in Enugu. You can imagine, and easy.
Wow.
But the truth is, it would have been different. It would have been lesser if we had an environment that really encourages this kind of a hard work. So you see that you have to just work double just so that
True.
you can make ends meet. It's not our choice that every moment you are flying from one location to the other.
Mm-hmm.
It's also
Mm-hmm.
risky on life. But then, there's the work of the artist, and then the kind of environment we have conducive, because if it's in America, for instance, or in the UK,
Mm-hmm.
hard will be on royalty, for instance.
Yeah. True.
Down and say, okay, the ones we have done, let us enjoy. That's not the case
Yeah.
here. So even against your wish, you trying to make sure that that's
Okay.
the situation.
Well,
Yeah.
how about you and stand-up comedy? Are you planning any stand-up comedy special, maybe for Netflix or anything? What's going on in that aspect of your life?
Yeah. Oh, the thing is, for us here, it's a step at a time.
Yeah.
Especially for me, it's a step
Mm.
at a time. I am actually not one of those comedians who always want to do a show every year. I don't have anything against it, but I just
Mm.
feel that, like I said,
Mm.
I try to interpret my environment proper to me.
Yeah.
I feel if I do every year, it becomes such a routine that we can make it too common.
Mm-hmm.
But I want a situation whereby anytime I call my audience, they know that I have something to tell them. That's the whole essence of doing a show, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I don't do every time.
Mm.
But this time around, I'm planning on my tour
Mm-hmm.
to the UK, which comes up every 2 years or 3 years.
Yeah.
And then I want to in Jos this year, and
Okay.
then Lagos. Yeah, I've done Lagos before. That's like 2017, and
Mm.
since then I've not really done any other show here in Lagos.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to see if I can, pull off a Jos, Lagos, and the UK tour this year. So
Yeah.
let's see how it goes. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's amazing because I was in one of your shows. I saw how the turnout was and the acceptance and the uh,
yeah,
love you have, especially here in England. And I remember one
yeah.
discussion regarding how the approach could be. So, how has the international community treated your craft? No, I know I'm aware of the UK, but I'm talking
Yeah.
about the other places, the America and out-
Funny enough, America
mm,
used to give me so much so much love, but I've not been there in a while.
okay.
So I remember when I did my first, I was doing a trial show in America then. I think it
Mm,
was in 2012 or something.
yeah.
I went to America to do a show. It started off like a small unit,
Mm,
and after that one, they kept insisting that I must come back the next year.
mm,
So, and there was this very viral skit I shot in America. I think it
mm,
was in 2012. The thing went so viral that
yeah.
I had a lot of fan base over there,
Mm,
and it grew. It grew. I have a lot of fan base in America.
mm-hmm,
They've
mm-hmm,
actually been, waiting for me to come back again. I hope to do something this year or next year,
mm-hmm,
God's willing.
yeah.
So I think the diaspora has been very, very receptive to what I do. Very,
Mm.
very receptive to what I do, especially the Nigerian community there and the
Yes,
African
yes,
community.
yes. They are very, very encouraging when it comes to
Very, very encouraging.
yeah.
Yeah, even
You know,
more encouraging than you have here in Nigeria.
oh really? Now
Yeah,
that was gonna link me to my next question. You're a
yeah,
business person when it comes to entertainment and putting
yeah.
on your shows. Do you make more money in diaspora than
No,
in?
no, no. I make more money in Nigeria.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I make more money in Nigeria. This is it. When I was selling a table for £300.
Mm,
Yeah, for £300. Some tables were for £300.
yeah.
Some would say, okay, a table of I don't know if it's five or something
Mm,
for £200. Now, £200 in exchange value here in Nigeria would give you, as at that time,
mm.
I mean, like 2 years ago when I had that show, it was like I think it was pounds for like seven,
Good, yeah.
600, 700. Yeah. So if you have a £200 table, we're talking about 120,000 naira
Mm, yeah.
or maybe 140,000 naira there.
Mm.
But here in Lagos, tables go for 1,500,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you'll understand. You
Mm,
know, so it's always not terms of finances. It's not always breaking even.
mm,
And then if you have to do a show in the UK, oftentimes sponsorship is always a problem. So
true.
you might just leave off some personal goodwill. That's
True.
it, basically. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. You know, you can always get sponsorship. You can always,
mm,
you see sponsors to the tune of 5 million, 10 million,
mm,
15 million, depending on the product that is being put in place. You understand what
mm.
I'm saying? Then you can also have smaller companies come to support you for 1 million. You can imagine when I was coming to the UK then, this
Yeah.
last show,
Yeah.
a Nigerian company, supported my show with 3 million.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's all for us. So it's actually more profitable. What's it called here?
Mm,
In terms of finances, but
mm,
in terms of showing love and being receptive and
mm.
appreciating our talent, I love what happens in the UK. I must be very candid with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I wanted to ask you, right? When it comes to in like the global breaking the global markets, right? You've seen
Mm,
what
mm,
Trevor Noah did. Started from South
mm.
Africa. He
Yes.
did
So that's a
Daily
platform.
Show, and then
Yeah.
he's done with Daily Show. He's been globally accepted. Now,
Yeah.
transiting your craft from Nigeria then to the international community, not
Mm,
just the international community. You have broken the barriers of Nigerians in the diaspora.
yeah.
Now, people like whites, non-Caucasians, are
Yeah.
also appreciating your craft.
Yeah.
How do you transit? Because I'm not talking about profitability now. I'm talking about like understanding that this global audience that you still need to break into. How have
Yeah.
you been trying to, do that? Because I mean, you've done a couple of tours in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're the first to do it, and you're coming this year again. God
Yeah.
willing, we are going to see again. But
Yeah.
my question is understanding that there is this. Would there be a point where you will be doing a lot of things in diaspora, US, Switzerland, France? Would there be a time in your career where you would be like, you know what? I think it's time for the diaspora market.
Yeah. Definitely.
Mm.
Definitely. Every creative of um at the other level. By
Yeah.
that I mean, taking the job to a more,
Mm.
prime, level.
Mm.
So that's my intention. But it grows with time. You
Yes.
know, we have seen certain anchors and certain pivots, work out certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Like a basketman, for instance.
Yeah.
It's somebody that we have all, just like you see a Trevor Noah, for
Yeah.
instance, now doing
Mm-hmm.
that from South Africa. I'm sure that a lot of South African comics and creatives will feel that it's coming closer to them,
True.
given the fact that certain pivot characters have made advancement.
True.
Yeah. So like the shows that Basketman has this year, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the whites are coming in for great partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? That's why you see stuff from Hamburg
Mm-hmm.
is going to other European countries and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he's been to America too, and broken some level of borders and all that. So I believe uh, those models
Yeah.
are things that we'll follow, just so that we get a clearer picture of how it
Mm.
is done.
Yeah.
You don't just jump into like before I started doing the UK tours. I
Yeah.
was always coming to the UK with Julius Sabo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was always coming to the UK with Julius Sabo.
Mm.
So that coming with basket mouth. So we now had a feel of
Mm.
how the things are done in the diaspora, of
Mm-hmm.
which today some of us can beat our chest to say we're the first to do 5 cities, the first Nigerians
Mm.
to do 5 cities in the UK. You
Yeah.
understand? So I believe that, watching the threads of models like that particular character called Basket Mouth, for
Yeah.
instance, we'll get to understand how it is done and then the steps to rightly take. But
True.
as to whether we'll advance our trade to that point,
Mm.
yes, because
Mm.
whether you like it or not, North Africa is not a continent that
It's
you call
true.
a pushover. Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Currently, music is enjoying a great deal of it.
Mm-hmm.
With
Mm-hmm.
Afrobeat, I believe to get to our point too, where
Yeah.
comedy will be on that same pedestal. So
Yeah.
all we're doing now is getting ready and strategizing towards
Mm.
that time.
Yeah. What do you have to say about mentorship?
Apprenticeship is not a bad thing. Yeah, apprenticeship is a major key
Mm.
in this trade, whether I like it or not. It's a major key in this trade.
Can you share some personal experiences? We really want to know.
Yeah. So the thing about mentorship again, the that's the person that mentoring
Yes.
must also understand the depth of mentorship,
Mm.
because a lot of them come from he
Mm-hmm.
gives from his work. You
Yeah.
now begin to understand that mentorship is in different forms.
True.
Being a mentee to a mentor, and
Mm.
you intend that, okay, this is what your dimension of value is.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of saying, oh, I need contact, I need to grow fast through him. You
Mm.
know,
Mm.
oftentimes that's what you have in Nigeria. That's why when they say,
Mm.
oh, Baba, make they work for you, I say, Baba, don't work for me. Oh.
Mm.
Because I know some
Mm.
of them were don't know that they, it becomes a very bitter relationship. It has happened
True.
before. Yeah, there was some
Mm.
time some dude came and, oh, that he wanted me to blah blah.
Mm.
And I said, okay, no problem. I'll mentor you. After so much pressure. You know. Now I introduced him to one of the major clients I used to work with then. It was an agency called
Mm.
EXP. Experience.
Mm.
So yeah, which what I did.
Mm.
Because it has given you the free gift to help people. You can't battle against it,
Yeah.
because that's actually
True.
escalated. And so
True.
I helped him out, and eventually he turned into the house to that particular company, because it was always.
Mm-hmm.
So someday, they called me to say that my check was ready for pickup for
Mm.
one of the. So this mentee is always there. Let me tell you to quickly help me get the check. So I called him and said, please,
Yeah.
my check is with this company. Can you just help me get the check off?
Pick it up. Mm.
And the check was like, yeah, the check was like that year, 1.3 million. So that was a long time ago. It wasn't a one payment. I did 2 jobs for them that year. So
Wow.
the check amounted to 1.3 million. So I asked him, so when he went to pick up the check, he looked at the check and said to the people, why is it that anytime the big jobs come, I'm the one that they call? Then when the little jobs
Mm.
come, you understand? And then they now
Can you
call him.
imagine?
Yeah. So that is how some of this mentorship process is.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what he said. I also said to me, are you sure that this dude is your mentee? I said, well,
Mm,
human beings, they will always, show them physical.
yeah, but I know
Nobody's
genuine ones.
interest. So when I
Yeah,
heard that, I thought to myself, there's
mm,
mm, mm.
mm,
Yeah, well, you can't even tell who a genuine is. That's a challenge again. So that was basically, and then so that's one of the experiences. But
mm,
I can't say because that person acted in that way, I will not mentor people. But this time around, I prefer to mentor people
yeah,
from afar. You don't really need to come close to me or get anything for us to be doing before I
okay,
can become your mentor. I can always, extend
okay,
my advice to you, I know decisions. That's it basically. Should be.
mm,
And then decide as to whether it is helpful yourself.
yeah.
That's just it.
Mm. Because I also believe that I've watched you. You work closely with Basket Mouth. That's what I
Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
see. You know, you know, you know.
Well,
I don't
for
know
that of
what your
basket, that's
relationship
just
with
my
Ali
personal
was.
friend, though. Yeah, I
Yes,
know.
yeah.
Ali is always. Ali will. 2 days ago, Ali sent me a joke and I laughed over it and all that. So it's just I have a general relationship with all of them. I have a general
Mm.
relationship with them.
What my point was like trying to say being in that healthy environment where you are like what you said, being of value, not to
Yeah,
take,
yeah.
being of value, right? Ali
Mm.
wouldn't send you joke if you're a liability, would he?
No, 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 no,
No.
no, no, no.
Uh,
No, no, no.
uh,
I don't do that.
Senator,
So
any
then
last
again,
word?
I believe one of
Yeah,
the
I'm listening.
arguments is one that like this is because they are quite they've given
Mm-hmm.
some target, to
Mm-hmm.
believe that, oh, by now I should be here. Oh, I
True.
want to be like this other, and that puts
Mm.
them under so much pressure, and that's not a
Yes.
nice one. That's not a nice one. So my advice has always been, you know, for targets, don't give
Mm-hmm.
yourself. The moment you make this a competition, you will
Mm.
with yourself.
Yeah.
So just try to discover the depth of value you want to give to this work.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
That's just the truth about it. So I'm sure that when I was doing just stand up, a lot of people wouldn't know that, okay, when it comes to acting, I could give this particular depth to
True.
the
True.
entertainment business. So that's how it is. So every day, every passing time, you try as much as possible to build yourself, try as much as possible to bring value to what. But a lot of them just want to make it look like it's a competition, make it look like, oh, there's a
Yeah.
bout, facing, trying to build a house, trying to buy a car to show that they are
Mm.
content, their content is really, making waves and all that. So I always say to a lot of them, just don't get yourself in that box where it
True.
looks like some
True.
so
But
that's it.
you said it all. You said it all. Like that for me, it is the last words. Like, just follow the process. We live in a generation where people want to rush.
Yeah.
They want to rush the process. People don't post failures and processes on social media, right? They want to, so they want to jump the process. That
Exactly.
thank you. This is just very very profound. You know. So how I don't know if for maybe
Yeah.
how
That's
can
how it
we
is.
reach you? Maybe an email address is okay. I mean, or your socials. That's fine. How we can reach you, and then that will be all.
Okay, so it's Senator Comedian,
Mhm.
one word. Senator,
Yeah.
yeah, for Instagram, Senator Comedian for Twitter.
Mm.
Then it's Bethel Njoku 77 at Gmail for my, yeah.
All right. Thank you so very much, Senator Chief Donald
Yeah.
Banefa Kajako. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will be all for this episode, and I hope you enjoyed it. All right, see you next Friday. But up until then, keep being inspired. Bye, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye. Wow,
That was an amazing session with our guest today. I want you to also know that The Young Man with Rings is available on all streaming platforms every Friday. If you enjoyed this episode, kindly share, subscribe, and comment. See you next Friday. I remain your humble host, Rins.